What if I told you that behind every hit song from country music legend Loretta Lynn lies a story filled with heartbreak, betrayal, and triumph over impossible odds? From her humble beginnings in a small coal mining town to becoming a global icon, Loretta's life was anything but ordinary. Scandalous secrets, personal tragedies, and groundbreaking achievements shaped her incredible journey, and we're about to uncover it all. If you're ready for an inspiring and emotional deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe to Unraveled. Join us as we explore the untold stories of the world's most fascinating figures. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Let's unravel the legend of Loretta Lynn together. Loretta Lynn's tumultuous relationship with Oliver Doolittle Lynn remained a well-kept secret in the world of country music. However, her memoir pulled back the curtain on the darker moments of her marriage, including the most distressing incident she'd endured, a revelation that shocked many. One memorable instance of her loyalty emerged when she recorded a heartfelt cover of Stand By Your Man. Despite its success, the message of the song stood in stark contrast to the reality of her life with a husband many would describe as deeply flawed. Born Loretta Webb in 1932 in rural Kentucky, Loretta was the second child in a family that would eventually grow to 8 children. Her father, a coal miner, struggled to provide for the large household, leading to a life marked by hardship. The family lived in a small cabin where cold winters were particularly brutal. In an innovative attempt to combat the cold, Loretta's mother used pages from the Sears catalog to insulate their walls. These early experiences, filled with poverty and discomfort, likely fueled Loretta's desire for a better life. It was at a local pie social where Loretta, still a teenager, met Oliver Lynn, also known as Doolittle, or simply D. Despite warnings from others who viewed him as a lazy moonshiner, Loretta quickly fell for him. At just 15 years old, she married Doolittle, who was 6 years her senior. Their life together was soon filled with challenges, including early pregnancies and a major move to Washington State, where Doolittle found work in the logging industry. By her early 20s, Loretta was already a mother to 4 children. Despite her domestic responsibilities, Loretta found time to sing, a passion that her husband recognized and supported, albeit with reservations. Doolittle saw her potential but knew her lack of confidence was a barrier. To bolster her self-belief, he bought her a $17 guitar from Sears and repeatedly reassured her of her talent. Encouraged by him, Loretta entered a televised talent show in Tacoma, Washington, which, though yielding only a wristwatch as a prize, caught the attention of Norm Burley, a Canadian music enthusiast. Burley was captivated by Loretta's voice and arranged a recording session for her in Hollywood. So impressed was he with the results that he established Zero Records to promote her music. Determined not to rely solely on Burley, Loretta and Doolittle took a grassroots approach, mailing thousands of copies of her record, "I'm a Honky Tonk Girl," to radio stations across the country. When this strategy failed to yield responses, they embarked on a cross-country road trip to personally deliver the records. They faced financial hardships, sleeping in their car and eating inexpensive meals. But their perseverance eventually paid off when the song gained traction in Nashville. Loretta's rise to fame accelerated when she joined the Wilburn Brothers on tour and appeared on Ernest Tubbs' Midnight Jamboree. These opportunities culminated in an invitation to perform on the prestigious Grand Ole Opry, solidifying her place in country music. However, her professional success contrasted starkly with her turbulent marriage. Doolittle's violent outbursts and infidelities were a source of pain, but Loretta was no passive victim. She famously retaliated against his abuse, even hitting him with a skillet on one occasion. Their fiery relationship provided ample material for her songwriting. In 1961, Loretta formed a life-changing friendship with country music legend Patsy Cline. After Loretta performed Cline's hit "I Fall to Pieces" on the radio, Cline, recovering from a car accident, sent her husband to invite Loretta to visit. The two women became inseparable, with Cline offering both personal and professional support. Cline's mentorship had a profound impact on Loretta's career, though tragedy struck in 1963 when Cline died in a plane crash, a loss that deeply affected Loretta. The 1970s were a golden era for Loretta, who became a voice for women with songs like "You Ain't Woman Enough," "To Take My Man," and "Fist City." Her lyrics, often drawn from personal experience, resonated with audiences but also sparked controversy. Some radio stations banned her songs due to their bold subject matter. Loretta also faced battles within the music industry, particularly over the ownership of her songs, which were controlled by the Wilburn Brothers publishing company. Despite these challenges, she continued to produce hits and was honored as the Academy of Country Music's Artist of the Decade. Loretta's life story became the basis for the 1980 film Coal Miner's Daughter, which brought her even greater fame. The casting of Sissy Spacek as Loretta was initially uncertain, but Spacek eventually embraced the role after A Peculiar Sign, a classical music station, inexplicably played Coal Miner's Daughter while she was driving. Spacek's dedication to the part, including shadowing Loretta to perfect her mannerisms, earned her critical acclaim and an Academy Award. However, Loretta's personal life was marked by further tragedy. In 1984, her son Jack Benny Lynn drowned while attempting to cross a river on horseback at the family's ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. Loretta was hospitalized for exhaustion at the time and had to cope with the devastating news while recovering. Her husband Doolittle's health also deteriorated due to years of hard living, culminating in his death in 1996. Despite the trauma and heartbreak, Loretta credited Doolittle for her career success. Loretta channeled her grief into songwriting, creating the poignant "I Can't Hear the Music" in memory of her late husband. Remarkably, she continued to thrive artistically into her 70s, collaborating with younger musicians like Jack White of the White Stripes on the critically acclaimed album Van Leer Rose. Her enduring influence in country music was a testament to her resilience and talent, forged through a life filled with both extraordinary success and profound sorrow. This journey through Loretta Lynn's life reveals a woman who overcame immense challenges to leave an indelible mark on the world of music. Loretta Lynn's passionate and tumultuous marriage to Doolittle Lynn was a subject few in the music industry dared to discuss openly. But in her autobiography, Loretta laid bare the darkest moments of her life with Doolittle, including a moment of unimaginable cruelty during one of his many affairs. At a time when Loretta was in the most vulnerable condition, giving birth to one of their sons, Doolittle coldly informed her that he intended to leave her. Despite the anguish and betrayal she endured, Loretta's ability to channel her experiences into music became one of her greatest strengths. Her raw, truthful lyrics captured the hearts of listeners and cemented her status as a voice of resilience. Yet, it wasn't just her songs that kept people mesmerized. It was the authenticity and strength she exuded despite her hardships. Throughout the years, Loretta's success in the music industry never meant she was immune to personal tragedy. Life constantly presented her with trials that shaped her artistry and determination. One of the greatest blows came when her closest friend and mentor, Patsy Cline, was lost in a tragic accident. Their friendship had been a source of light and inspiration for Loretta, and losing Patsy left a void that she would carry with her for years to come. Even with such heartbreak, Loretta reached new heights of success, particularly in the 1970s. Her connection to her audience deepened as she tackled themes often ignored by mainstream country music. Whether addressing marital struggles, infidelity, or social issues, Loretta's songs spoke directly to the experiences of women who saw themselves in her stories. Her boldness in confronting controversial topics sometimes led to backlash, including bans from radio stations unwilling to broadcast lyrics they deemed inappropriate. However, Loretta never backed down from expressing her truth. Her popularity grew beyond the music charts. Loretta became a household name, even taking on advertising opportunities such as her work with Procter & Gamble to promote Crisco shortening. These ventures demonstrated her widespread appeal, particularly among women who admired her honesty and perseverance. By the time Hollywood came calling with the idea to adapt her life story into the film Coal Miner's Daughter, Loretta had already established herself as a legend in country music. The film was a critical and commercial success, with Sissy Spacek's portrayal of Loretta earning an Academy Award. The film's authenticity, bolstered by Spacek's commitment to capturing Loretta's personality and mannerisms, won praise from audiences and critics alike. Yet even in the midst of such triumph, tragedy was never far from Loretta's life. In 1984, her son Jack Benny drowned while attempting to cross the Duck River on horseback at the family's ranch. The timing of the event was particularly cruel, as Loretta was hospitalized for extreme exhaustion after a grueling tour and had to learn of his death while recovering. The pain of losing a child haunted her, but once again, Loretta found a way to press on through music. The 1990s brought more sorrow with Doolittle's declining health. Years of heavy drinking and an unhealthy lifestyle caught up with him, leading to multiple health complications, including the need for major heart surgery. Eventually, doctors informed the family that both of Doolittle's legs would have to be amputated due to complications from diabetes. Loretta, despite her busy career, set everything aside to care for him during his final years. Doolittle passed away 5 days shy of his 70th birthday, leaving Loretta to grapple with the profound loss of the man who had been both her greatest challenge and her most crucial supporter. Loretta's reflections on her life revealed a deep understanding of how her relationship with Doolittle had shaped her. Marrying so young, she often remarked that she had gone from obeying her father's rules to taking orders from her husband. Nevertheless, she acknowledged that Doolittle had played an essential role in helping her discover and nurture her talent. In the wake of his death, Loretta turned to songwriting to cope with her grief, pouring her emotions into the poignant track "I Can't Hear the Music." As she aged, Loretta defied expectations of retirement. In 2004, at 72 years old, she collaborated with Jack White of the White Stripes on the critically acclaimed album Van Leer Rose. The album's success demonstrated that Loretta's artistry resonated with a new generation of musicians and fans. Younger artists admired her trailblazing spirit and her unflinching honesty, qualities that had defined her career for decades. The complexity of Loretta Lynn's life, marked by heartache, triumph, betrayal, and resilience, was a story that captivated all who encountered it. Through her music, she gave voice to struggles that many women faced but few openly discussed. Loretta's ability to rise above her circumstances, time and again, made her not only a country music icon, but also a symbol of strength for generations to come. In the years following Doolittle's death, Loretta Lynn had to confront a new phase of life, one marked by solitude and reflection. Her days of balancing a demanding career with the constant turbulence of her marriage were over. Yet she felt the lingering presence of the man who had been by her side through so much. For years, Loretta admitted to feeling as though she saw Doolittle everywhere, a ghost in the corners of her life. To process her loss, she leaned heavily on songwriting, which had always served as both her refuge and outlet. The passing of her husband wasn't the end of Loretta's challenges. She also faced her own health struggles and the growing demands of an extended family. Despite this, She continued to create and perform music that spoke to both longtime fans and younger audiences who discovered her through collaborations with modern artists. Her work with Jack White was a particularly transformative moment, signaling that Loretta was far from retiring into obscurity. Van Leer Rose was not just a commercial success. It was a testament to Loretta's enduring creativity and relevance. Over the years, Loretta became known for more than just her music. She cultivated her ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, turning it into both a personal sanctuary and a venue for large events. In 1981, a motocross promoter named Dave Coombs approached her with the idea of hosting a national motocross race at the ranch. Loretta embraced the idea wholeheartedly, and the event became a yearly tradition that attracted thousands of visitors. The ranch, however, was also a place of deep sorrow, as it was the site where her son Jack Benny met his tragic end. Despite the weight of such memories, Loretta maintained her public presence and continued to find ways to connect with her audience. Her music evolved to reflect her life's journey, balancing themes of resilience, faith, and nostalgia. Her legacy, however, was also intertwined with a series of personal and professional battles. One of the longest-running challenges in her career involved the ownership of her music. For decades, Loretta fought to regain control of her publishing rights, a struggle that highlighted the exploitative practices within the music industry, especially for female artists. Loretta's tenacity in these legal disputes was emblematic of her approach to life. She was never one to back down, whether from an abusive husband, industry gatekeepers, or the personal losses that could have easily broken her spirit. Her authenticity endeared her to millions, earning her accolades that span generations. She became the first female country artist to be named Artist of the Decade by the Academy of Country Music, and her contributions to the genre were recognized by countless awards and honors. In interviews later in her life, Loretta reflected on the twists and turns of her journey with a mixture of humility and humor. She often emphasized that her music was simply a reflection of real life, her triumphs, her struggles, and everything in between. She remained unapologetically herself, never shying away from the truth, even when it was uncomfortable or controversial. This honesty was precisely what made her a beloved figure, not only in country music but in American culture as a whole. The stories she told through her songs resonated deeply because they were rooted in lived experience. She spoke of heartbreak, betrayal, and perseverance in a way that was both deeply personal and universally relatable. Whether singing about a cheating spouse, the trials of motherhood, or the hard realities of poverty, Loretta gave voice to the struggles of countless women who saw their own stories mirrored in her lyrics. As the years progressed, Loretta's influence extended beyond music. She became a symbol of resilience, a beacon for those who faced adversity but refused to be defeated by it. Her life story, immortalized in Coal Miner's Daughter and carried forward by her ongoing creative output, served as an inspiration for artists and fans alike. The younger generation of musicians revered her not only for her trailblazing career, but for the strength of character she displayed in every facet of her life. Loretta Lynn's legacy is one of defiance against the odds. She emerged from the poverty of a coal mining town in Kentucky to become one of the most celebrated figures in country music history. Through sheer determination, raw talent, and a fierce sense of identity, she transcended the limitations placed upon her by circumstance and society. Her songs continue to echo across generations, a testament to the enduring power of storytelling and the unbreakable spirit of a woman who never stopped fighting for her voice to be heard. If there is any single lesson to be drawn from Loretta's life, it is that resilience is a force of nature. She faced trials that might have crushed others, yet each setback only seemed to strengthen her resolve. In a world that often sought to silence or control women like her, Loretta Lynn sang louder, bolder, and more authentically than ever, ensuring that her voice would be remembered long after the final note had faded away. Loretta Lynn's life story reached a profound culmination in her later years, as she balanced both personal reflection and professional triumphs. She had experienced both the heights of stardom and the depths of loss, yet she never stopped evolving as an artist. The emotional gravity of her experiences shaped her final projects and public appearances, where she continued to share her truth with audiences who had followed her journey for decades. One of the defining characteristics of Loretta's later career was her ability to adapt without losing the authenticity that had always defined her music. Her collaborations with younger artists, such as Jack White, introduced her to a new generation while reaffirming her relevance in a rapidly changing industry. Van Leer Rose became a critical and commercial success, showcasing both her storytelling prowess and her willingness to experiment with new sounds. Critics praised the album for its raw, heartfelt approach, and it earned Loretta a Grammy Award, further cementing her place in music history. While her professional life flourished, Loretta faced ongoing personal challenges. She had become a grandmother and then a great-grandmother, watching her family grow and change over the years. However, tragedy continued to shadow her. The death of her son Jack Benny at the family ranch in Hurricane Mills remained one of the most painful moments of her life, a memory that never faded. In her later interviews, Loretta spoke candidly about how that loss, coupled with the death of her husband Doolittle, profoundly affected her outlook on life. Despite these hard takes, she found solace in her family, her faith, and her music. Loretta's enduring commitment to her fans was another hallmark of her character. She continued performing well into her later years, often sharing anecdotes and life lessons between songs during her shows. Her connection to her audience was deeply personal. Many fans saw her not just as a performer but as a voice that articulated their own struggles and triumphs. Loretta understood the power of storytelling, using her platform to advocate for women's rights and to shed light on issues that were often ignored in country music. Over time, Loretta received numerous accolades that recognized her contributions to music and culture. She was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of the highest civilian honors in the United States. These awards reflected not only her artistic achievements, but also her role as a trailblazer who paved the way for future generations of female artists. Despite these honors, Loretta remained grounded, frequently attributing her success to hard work, faith, and the support of her fans. She often expressed gratitude for the opportunities that had come her way, never forgetting the humble beginnings from which she had risen. Her sense of humor and down-to-earth personality endeared her to many, reinforcing the idea that she was, at heart, still the coal miner's daughter from Butcher Hollow. In her final creative endeavors, Loretta returned to the themes that had defined her career: love, loss, resilience, and hope. Her later albums reflected a deep introspection, as she sought to make sense of the experiences that had shaped her life. Songs like I Can't Hear the Music served as poignant reminders of her enduring love for Doolittle and the complex relationship that had been both her greatest challenge and her greatest inspiration. As the years went by, Loretta became a living legend, revered not only for her music but for her life story, a testament to the power of perseverance and authenticity. She continued to inspire countless artists and fans with her refusal to compromise her values or her artistic vision. Her influence extended beyond country music, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life who found strength and solace in her songs. Loretta Lynn's journey was one of defying expectations and breaking barriers. She transformed her struggles into art, giving voice to those who felt unheard. Her legacy is a rich tapestry of courage, creativity, and compassion, a lasting reminder that true artistry lies in the ability to tell one's own story with honesty and heart. In the final chapter of her life, Loretta left the world with a treasure trove of songs and memories that will continue to resonate for generations to come. Her voice, filled with the wisdom of a life fully lived, will echo through the ages, a beacon of hope, resilience, and unwavering truth. Loretta Lynn's incredible life journey, from a small-town coal miner's daughter to one of the greatest icons in country music, stands as a testament to perseverance, resilience, and raw talent. Through heartbreak, triumphs, and groundbreaking achievements, she gave the world songs that continue to inspire and empower generations. Her story isn't just about music. It's about overcoming life's greatest challenges and never giving up on your dreams. If you enjoyed learning about Loretta Lynn's life and legacy, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with others who love powerful stories like this. For more deep dives into the lives of legendary figures, don't forget to subscribe to Unraveled and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Join us as we continue to uncover the untold stories behind some of the most fascinating people in history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.